What about you, Rashi? How do you see design evolving in an era like this where it's so fast moving, trends are going in and out?
So I really don't know how design is evolving. I think it's a very difficult to comment on anything related to design. I want to see what the future is going to be like. Is actual human created design going to be more valued as compared to AI? I am really looking forward to how it's going to pan out.
I don't think if you go and brief somebody who is not passionate about a particular category, you tell them, okay, I want something to be really out of the world. I don't think it's ever gonna work in that fashion.
So yeah, the journey started, the curiosity began, and yes. But after college, I went into an advertising agency, and there were some chances given to me when there were in-house photography required.
Hi, I'm Riyaz Himany, founder of Design Circus. The idea of starting this podcast called Design Circle is to create awareness about design. How can we inspire and aspire people to understand what design is all about and how it can actually impact lives on a day-to-day basis? We would like to have this podcast to be based around design dialogue and to discover how we want to do and take this forward. The first podcast, we are very excited to get three amazing people whom we have known and respected for the last so many years. Tanuj, who has been an international photographer for interiors and architecture, capturing some of the fantastic projects globally, and he brings his own perspective on design from a different lens. We've got Rashi Bajaj, who has been in the carpet manufacturing for not only India but for global audience for the last 3 decades now, and with extremely in-depth knowledge of how rugs can be created, weaved, and how it is getting transformed today in the modern era of craftsmanship, where technology is taking over the entire hand craftsmanship which was done before. And we've got another very exciting person, Ujjwal, who is the founder of New Republic, one of the youngest and the quirkiest brand we have seen in electronics in India. And we want to understand his perspective on how he wants to transform this entire industry, not only through sound but through design. So we look forward to this conversation as we go to Gurgaon and host them at the Bajaj residence there. Thank you. I welcome to the very first episode of Design Circle, an extension to Design Circus. Design, as we all believe in, it is not something what we just see, but also what we live, feel and touch. So we would like to know from such a distinguished panel who comes from very different backgrounds, what design means to each of you. And as we proceed in the podcast, we would like the people to learn from this and understand how they can take forward design in their language. So Rashi, if we have to start from you, can you please introduce yourselves?
Okay, so I'm Rashi, the founder of Carpet Couture by Rashi. And would you like me to answer the question as well?
Yes.
So for me, design has to spark an emotion. It can be a positive or a negative emotion. Anything that sparks, like it can be like, wow, this is something so beautiful, or it can be like, what is this thing even trying to do? So anything that sparks an emotion for me is something that is well designed.
What about you, Ujjwal?
Well, I run a brand called New Republic. It's a wear tech brand. We make aesthetic and beautiful looking electronic products which one carries with oneself. Coming to your question, I feel design is intuition and self-expression. It's if something moves in your heart when you see something, I think that's good enough. That design did its job. So, and design exists only for itself. I read it somewhere, It doesn't exist for fulfilling an objective. But the beauty is in itself. That exists because it is there.
Nicely said, yeah.
Yeah, that's Tanuj, coming on to you.
And I don't know how to do this, but
We would like to introduce yourself, know something about you, what you do.
it's okay. I'm Tanuj Ahuja. I am a graphic designer turned into a photographer, and I've been doing decor photography for the last 29 plus years. And so design did help me make better frames. Learning design. So all images, all spaces that I see them as layouts. How to balance them, what it would be to be in a space. Like aesthetic is good. Is it functional? It should fulfill its purpose. And translating it into a good image as a designer with its, it has to serve its utility. It has to, there has to be a balance between negative and positive, where to stop. So it's very fluid for me. A good design, it has to have its aesthetic, but it has to serve its utility properly. To me, that is what it is.
Can you tell us something about your personal journey? What led to what you are today?
Oh my God, that's story I can share. Yeah. I started out, I finished my graduation in the Art College, Delhi. And that's where I did applied art. And I did just about an intro, 6 to 8 weeks of photography under my father, who was my teacher there, a professor. He was an artist. He's not with us anymore. But that cameras were always available to me. And those were the days of film, not digital.
And this is at what age?
And Canon. The Canon, the best.
What age would that be?
You say 18?
First memories of starting on
The starting was playing with them, started 15, 16, but because the cameras were always available, whether it was a normal film, 35mm or even a medium format, which was a Mamiya. So yeah, the journey started, the curiosity began. And yes, but after college, I went into an advertising agency. And there were some chances given to me when there were in-house photography required. We would go to the big names for photography assignments for the ad campaigns. Those were the days of Airtel SR cell phone, not Vodafone.
Sir.
And also Esteem was being launched. That was just the beginning of my career. We're working with photographers like Pradeep Das Gupta, Dinesh Khanna, and Prabhudo for portraits. So Prabhudo was somebody, so this is your campaign, okay, please leave, will be done, will be sent to you, that's it, no involvement. Whereas others would engage you as an art director, as a junior, you would get to learn with them. So yeah, it all started and I started doing some photography within the ad agency. But I just couldn't handle the politics in agency. I wanted to just be on my own. And photography started there. By the end of 99 and very beginning of 2000, I was already working for one of the leading brands in decor, which is Sarita Honda. They were mainly into exports by then. And through them, I was catering to brands like Ralph Lauren, Bloomingdale's, Macy's, Pottery Barns, understanding their aesthetic, which was decor at that time. For India, I consider all that was way ahead. And that just paved its way because I think I had a liking or a passion for space design, for interiors. I would like to always, and it became very easy for me to take that and just follow that. And till date, that's what I'm doing. And that client is till date my client. My oldest client. I consider Sarita Honda to be a guru. So I learned photography from my father, but I learned the decor photography from somebody like Sarita Honda, who just took me under her wing when I was just starting out. And from there, I have just been playing with.
She would personally be there for the shoots?
Till date.
Wow. That's
Till
amazing.
date.
That's amazing.
From the beginning. When she started the brand, she's a Fauji wife. She started this brand at the age of 45 or 48, and she had worked with Tanuj Ahuja, and then she started this. She started her brand in '92. I started working with her on a freelance basis in '96, and then full on from 2000.
30 years of.
Yeah. The association is been about 29 plus years of association with her, and really it's been learning. And till date, it sometimes when I go to her with an image, it really is like that you're going to a teacher.
This is amazing.
That's the beauty till date. And as we speak, there is a catalog that's gone for her approvals. And if a call comes to it, I'll have to take that call because that's how it's been. And she goes through every image. She will look at how her product has been photographed. So I've learned to see from her eye as to where it has to go, surveyability, it has to go to her buyers. And those guys have to say yes to that product. COVID was a learning. Buyers stopped coming. Everything they used to come, touch and feel.
Yeah.
Now suddenly we were, okay, everything has to be on video, photographed and sent. So people started experimenting with, video calls and everything. No boasting. We did photography and sent it to Macy's. We got a mail. All photographers need to follow what has been achieved here. The touch and feel that needs to come.
Yeah, and that's difficult for fabric.
Take that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
always. And till date, whoever I work with, and even the juniors who now come work with me, I try and make them learn. It's difficult to handle fabric. Furnishings, space. You have to understand what role light plays there. Really. You can't make it look flat. The same thing, how it is, if you shoot against light or how it's shot with flat light or how it's shot with a balanced light, the same product can have a different appeal to it.
Flat.
So it's heaven. So we do spaces. I love shooting spaces. I love shooting people, catching them candid.
Very good.
You also had your
Absolutely.
request for the design circle, Sarita Handa.
Yes, absolutely.
You should request her. Yeah.
No, I would. Personally, I would take Riyaz actually,
Yeah.
and she will.
We're meeting with Ujjwal Sarin or Rahul next week.
Ha. It's a great idea to bring in.
And they're great people to work with. People of their word.
Absolutely.
And that's one name.
Consistency both in design and quality is also long-term so important with their maintain, right? Yeah.
And also because she exports and she's really bringing up the name of, bringing up India's name, because I export as well, and many times we are questioned, that because they've had a bad experience with somebody from our country. So you really need people from India giving world-class products. It really helps all exporters, like big or small.
So it's another brand we can truly
Yeah.
can go global.
Global,
And that's
it's gone global.
and they stand back like, and look at the beautiful part. Anyone know who joins in today, because it's a really big company now. When they come and see, oh, we were here for so many years. You were here for so many years. It just says a lot about the lady, about the company, about the family. They've always put their team first. The buyers' requirements, then first, the relationships first. That's really remarkable. And I've learned a lot with her, a lot, really.
What about you as well? Where did you started? What was your journey leading to what you're doing today? Some fantastic products, what we see from New Republic now.
Thank you so much. I spent the first decade of my professional career in various companies, very interesting roles, primarily in consumer facing brands, in electronics and around gadgets. So that's what really got me excited, and made me perhaps subconsciously plan my path ahead. And then when the entrepreneurial bug did bite, which was sometime almost a decade back now, that's when I got my first port of call was to get into electronics and do
So, you
something.
were born and brought up in Delhi. Any family connection to something what you're doing today?
No, none. I was born and brought up in Agra. And I spent my schooling was there. After that, I was pretty much I've been here. But gadgets and electronics and all these things were always very exciting. And these are like small toys I was telling you.
Yeah.
And electronic, I feel cars, electronics, these gadgets, then perfumes, and such, all these accessories, so to speak, have the power to draw people in. People want to actively search about these things, these categories. They want to know what's the latest happening, what's happening. That's why your books, your magazines, and so many wherever people can consume that. Okay, this is the latest. So I generally was always curious about gadgets, and the moment I could understand how the industry works, I tried to get into it and build something, and that's how New Republic came into be. And it's been a few years since we've been doing this. So yeah, that's the long and short of it.
And what led to the name New Republic?
Oh, I love music, specifically house music, and music in general. There was a new genre, subgenre of music, new disco, new metal, new grunge. So new came from there, and Republic is like getting everyone together inside the party.
Nice.
So that's how New Republic came. And we also have a sub brand called Dubstep. That's again music.
Okay.
And another sub brand in backpacks which we are launching in it's in soft launch phase right now. That's called Trip Hop. So it's all music.
Oh, nice.
Trip Hop, Dubstep, and New Republic. Yeah.
So they're all under New Republic or they are parallel brands?
No, they are all under New Republic. We are a house of brands.
Nice.
So that's how it is.
Nice. Very nice. Coming to you, Rashi, born and brought up, how you studied, what made you come into the carpet industry?
So, I was born into carpets. I'm from Badai. It's the city of carpets. My dad used to make Persian carpets for the US market. And all I remember is because they used to be railed up and kept in like a warehouse sort of a thing. And me and my brother would just go and play there and tumble down the rolls. And also, it's my favorite line is carpets and my blood. So, and though I didn't study anything for carpets, I did my MBA in marketing and finance and I worked with Infosys. But somehow, yeah, I did.
Hi, right? Something but I thought that maybe it was wrong information on Google.
No, I did. I worked with Infosys in Hyderabad.
How much time you worked there?
1 year.
Wow.
Yeah. And also I quit and I came back because I was sent to a boarding school at a very young age. So my mom wanted to spend some time with me and she was like, before you get married and eventually settle down somewhere which is not going to be your hometown, please come and spend some time with me. So I just gave up everything and went there. And when I went there was nothing else to do but to work with my dad. So that's where I got into the industry, and after I got married and moved to Delhi, then it was actually Deep's idea that there is this product that you are aware of, which is a very niche product. I feel carpet industry has very high entry barriers. Not everybody and anybody can come tomorrow and start making carpets and rugs.
Okay.
So, and that time also India was coming into this, people were spending on their homes, starting to spend on their homes. They were beginning to understand design. So, I think that their whole timing was also perfect, and that's how we launched Carpet Couture by Rashi in 2009.
And why people cannot start carpet business anymore?
Firstly, the technical know-how. Secondly, it is very specific to 2 or 3 geographical belts in the country. And having, I'm from Bhadoi. I don't think it is in everybody's cup of tea to go and start living there. It's a really small town, and also just you have to be the part of the industry to know why you can do it and why you can't do it. It's a very, so somebody told me that carpet is a product आपको literally घोट के पिलाना पड़ता है. It is that I experience that now. We've tried to do so many things which other product companies can easily do, just introducing a robot that automatic replies. Our clients have literally called us and said, we do not like replying to robots. We want to speak to an individual who can tell us about the carpet we are planning to buy. So I feel it's a very niche product, and that is why I feel the entry barriers are very high.
Nice. And when you hear the word design, what first comes in your mind? Is it functionality, aesthetics, or is it a mix of both? How do you approach, or what just impulsively comes in your mind when you hear the word design? In your industry,
Functionality has to be, like, it's a given. Like, it's not a product if it's not functional. I would not pay for something if it's not functional. Even if it's a show piece, it is serving a purpose of being there, adding to the elements. So functionality is a given, quality is a given. These are something that you cannot compromise on. So, and design is the outermost layer, I feel, which aesthetic here, emotion, like it evokes an emotion. So it is the outermost layer, but given functionality and quality is given, it's non-negotiable in a product. Yeah.
Tanuj, what does design mean to you? And when the word design comes in,
Both come to me. Aesthetic and functionality. It has to serve its purpose, and there has to be a great balance between the two. I mean, good design is only if it's well, if it is of use, if it serves its purpose well, and yes, quality, obviously. If it's of great quality, then it's great design.
so I think, coming from at least carpet, products, interior architecture, each one of us have a lot of time span for one product design, right? We are all invested for about 3-4 months into design, at least, maybe for him, far more longer sometimes. For you are experiencing new design every day. Does that perspective of approaching new design, absorbing, soaking in so much, helps you forming a very different perspective than any one of us?
So we all have our own, favorites.
Yeah.
But you get to see a lot, and it's how you soak it in, how you learn, what you learn from a minimalist as well as a maximalist. Fusion. What do you learn? So really, it's about, I mean, I learn a lot. I've done a lot of editorial shoots.
Correct. Globally,
yes. And to see our design sense, our aesthetics, and the global design sense, somewhere we're really similar and yet different, and how then we bringing the international feel, aesthetic into our local flavor. In fact, all the projects that you do, how you fuse. Thinking locally, sustainability, that is really
correct.
If you use local products, your materials that you use, all of that. I mean, I see a lot of that. I personally love minimal.
I was about to ask you, what's your bias?
I love minimal. I like Babi Sabi. That's me. Because then you have to what you created with your intent. I have to capture and in one frame. That is my job, and I think I do manage to.
Yeah, very, very well.
Because I've seen very different designs with what you do and a couple of other architects who do. I see a lot of difference, yet a lot of similarity in so many things. And that's it. It is challenging. It is exciting. But I love what I get to see, the different things that I get to see on every project. I really love it.
Nice.
I walk into a space, I first try and see which is my most favorite spot. What is the light like? What this light to me is most important. For many years, I was actually called the natural light photographer. For many, many years. I was actually, because I used to love, I still do, I love shooting natural light. And decor sums out beautifully if you shoot naturally lit. Artificial is just a filler. At times you need it, but I mostly love shooting naturally lit. And you see the difference. You go into a room and you see if there is a soft or a harsh light, you see the mood change.
Yeah.
I mean, a jarring gold somewhere can look very different with a soft light or a very harsh light, and you can use both beautifully. So that's my role. That's what I see in spaces. Yeah.
Well, what about you when you think about the word design, what that means to you? Yeah, the design is to my liking, the happiness, I think excitement. Whatever word I would use, if it is, functionality, of course, how does one use it and all those things would be there. But I would definitely say if it moves something in your heart, you feel excited about it, you want to stare at it, look at it, feel it, touch it. That's design, that's art. It exists for itself. That's right. And your products has a very, very strong sense of design. Unlike, I think, most of the other competition or products available, I would say globally. Yeah. So, the way we've tried is try and get a universe of such cool looking products. I look at it more like an Avengers universe. Every product or every platform has some sort of something which is funky. You put all of them together. It's like a kid in a candy store. Buy all of them. That's the vibe. It is not that it is in a particular direction. It has, there was a family design language. No, there is obviously a distinct underlying current of design which converges at some point. But other than that, each product has its own merit, and and people will find happiness in buying a few of those together, and that's what we see. We see carts where people come and pick up 2 or 3 products in each category, or even 2 or 3 products in one category. Nice. Now, with the world today, at the pace at which designs are evolving, and how do you reimagine the design and how do you see it forward, how things are progressing in design? I feel it starts with the guy who's taking the decision to be absolutely passionate about it, about his category. Dashi wouldn't be doing carpets if she didn't love it. You can't do it for a few years. You have to, if you do something, if you really like something, then it automatically happens. So I say the first step is passion. When there's passion, you try and reimagine things and say, how can I make it this better? How can I, add a little bit more of, how can I add more to this? And you're not only passionately curious, you're always, you're never satisfied. Then you keep pushing the envelope in that direction. You keep asking yourself, there might be something. And you're doing it for yourself. It's like that childlike happiness of chasing something which only you want. And you're doing it for that moment, for your own happiness. And I think that's what fuels this entire process. I don't think if you go and brief somebody who's not passionate about a particular category, you tell them, okay, I want something to be really out of the world, I don't think it's ever going to work in that fashion. What about you, Rashi? How do you see design evolving in an era like this where it's so fast moving, trends are going in and out? What keeps the design language and the aspiration going on, and how it will evolve?
Deep and me have this discussion very often now. With AI, I don't know where design is headed, because everybody is able to create something designer within seconds. Like earlier, I would give my team a brief that, okay, let's create an Instagram post. We would shoot a rug, we would decide what aesthetic. So, pehle styling hoga, like they will be accessorized, there'll be lighting, you'll get a team for that. Then you shoot it and then you try to edit it to make it look beautiful. Then there'll be a caption you'll think of, and then you'll go ahead and post it. Now you write a prompt and it is given, and you write another prompt and it is improvised. So I really don't know how design is evolving. I think it's a very, very difficult period to comment on anything related to design. I want to see what the future is going to be like. How are people going to distinguish between AI and actual design?
Yeah.
Is actual human created design going to be more valued as compared to AI. I am really looking forward to how it's going to pan out. Even what we were discussing yesterday.
Absolutely.
In my studio, where you said, Rashi, why not machine made? Why aren't there machines for doing this? Why are you taking 4 months to do this? And why can it not be done more perfectly? And we discussed that how a hand knotted thing, the feeling or the soul that it has, the machine will not be able to give that. And you were like, maybe the consumer doesn't want it. Maybe so, I don't know. It's wrong.
I think the issue is that, like we spoke yesterday about, that earlier a craftsman's generation used to be supposed to be a same craft.
Yeah.
The generation we're always passing on. Now that is dying.
Yeah.
The next generation is becoming something else.
Yeah.
And in carpets, we are seeing a lot of Kashmiri carpets or Persian carpets which were being made in India before. I think there are no people available, first of all. Hey, there is an intent to do it. People are not available to do it.
Yeah.
So will that entire collection die just because people are not going to be available to do it? It's neither matter of time. I've known clients, you have known clients who have waited for 4 years after ordering a carpet because it is getting done and they will get delivered after 4 years. And you've ordered to the craftsmen. But now nobody is taking up that job.
Yeah.
They will do that carpet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's happening already. Like really intricate Persian designs, or even if when we conceptualize something that is very, very difficult or intricate, there are not many weavers who are willing to take up that job, and which is why I feel that machinery or robots will have to be brought in, like robotic weaving or machinery for tufting and weaving will have to be brought in, because that human skill or the human patience, more than skill, I feel it's the patience. Today, if I go and tell a customer, okay, wait for 5 years, I will give you one hell of a carpet, I don't know where I'll find a client like that. Even if I have a weaver who's willing to weave that carpet, I don't know if I have a client who's willing to wait for 5 years. The most common reaction I'll get is, 5 saal tak kisne dekha hai?
But will that get machine made then? And the machine will be able to do the same job as the weavers were doing earlier?
Yeah, they will. Machines can do it, just the human element is not there. Machines can do it.
She's doing some fantastic rugs where there are very, very intricate artwork of even god and goddesses. And there are some shloks and mantras written there. And the fineness of it probably can be far more better, but the time and availability of that level of people is still required. And the absence of that, will that become eventually machine made?
Yeah, it has to be.
And which you can't make out whether it has been human hands or machine.
Yes, to a layman you cannot make out, because if it be perfect, now machine has made it.
Instant gratification is what we've come to.
Yeah.
And we are not ready to wait. There was a time that people would wait.
Commission,
You were a family member. You were away. The family is waiting for you to come. But now there's a mobile. Whether it's a person at work, a colleague, you want to know where it is. Where is that report? And get it all on WhatsApp.
So, we're talking about AI and the adoption of how future of design is going to be. How each one of you think about design going in the next 15 to 20 years, and where your industry is going to be transformed. We'll start with you.
For me, continuing from our yesterday's conversation, my industry is going to go through a major transformation. We'll have to bring in technology and machinery at every stage. This is what I feel, and I mean the whole concept of handmade will have to be redefined. And like what Tanuj was saying, that instant gratification, and instant gratification is going to be something that is, I mean, like people would wait years to get a rug. That is not happening anymore. Nowadays we also need to convince people to wait for 2 months, 3 months, which used to be like a normal lead time. Kyunki your house is going to be ready in 3 months, we'll give you the rug in 3 months. We just want to see, touch, feel it and put it. Tomorrow is the opening of my house, and tomorrow I just want to take it up today. So yeah. So I think my industry
was used by Bill Gates in 90s, which spoke about what has happened in the last 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Is happening in the last 100. What has happened in the last 100 has happened in the last 10. What has happened in the last 10 has happened in the last 1 year. What has happened in the last 1 year has happened in the last 1 month.
Yeah.
And that is the speed at which we are evolving.
Yes.
So when we speak about 15-20 years, I don't know whether we are able to even
imagine how fast things are going to be going through now, and how relevant what we are doing today is going to be.
It's going to be.
So in that perspective, Tanuj, what do you feel? How things will happen?
Honestly, I keep thinking about it and not able to imagine. Maybe I'll just be doing a lot of passion photography. They go back to old school. But we're gearing up with till whatever in the years to come. Right now, we're gearing up to accept and live with whatever newer things are coming, learn those skills, and use them to the best possible. We really don't know what, I really do not know what it's gonna be.
But do you do something to adapt on an everyday basis?
Yes, I do. Now we are using newer ways of our deliverables, our times. Again, we're asked to churn out work much faster. Whereas I just take you back in time. There was, when we used to shoot film, there used to be a suspense, there used to be anxiety. A person used to wait.
Yeah.
They used to wait, okay, results will come. On Max, there was a Polaroid to suggest, okay, this is how the final frame is going to be. People used to wait. Now, digital, done, is no, delete, next. Aa jayega, kuch to aa jayega. And then the same kind of people have gone onto the client side. The newer generation now is moving to the client side. So they are asking you, ad agencies are almost finished. Ad agencies are almost finished. And the people, when they go onto the client side, they bring in those expectations. Oh, but it can be done this way.
Yeah.
Ye karo na, jaldi karo.
Yeah.
Why the delay? So that delay had its beauty. That patience, it's all gone now. And we have no choice but to adapt.
Yes.
You don't stand against it. You just have to go with the flow. In this case, you have to. You really have to. So everyone is trying to adapt those skills. You can't tell anybody, oh, this rendition of your apartment will take those many days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're on daily basis.
Yeah.
Like when somebody says, no, but why not? Just go on to one of those and churn out, and show me some 4 options. So all of that, whatever you studied, it's all going out the window.
Non relevant now.
Yeah. We're learning now, and we are learning from our youngsters also. So I really don't know what lies so many years ahead. But the very near future, yes, let's try and learn and work with it. That's it.
Ujjwal, what about you? How do you imagine design in the next 15, 20 years? Specifically in my industry, it's a very it's a high tech industry. So design and all this automation, everything is machine. It's like central to my industry, right? If you look at the categories like earbuds are barely 5-6 years old. First time they came into prominence was only in 2018-19. So for the first 7-8 years, the whole concept, and even now the whole concept is to get people addicted and get people on board. Get these products as a part of our daily lives. And I think now almost everyone carries a earbud with them or has a speaker at home. And so now the direction ahead is only about making it just more aesthetic, more premium, so that as the consumption cycle kicks in and people want to upgrade to the next one, so they get some levers to upgrade, right?
Like those futuristic movies which we used to see, we are almost living there now.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, I think what they imagined in the 60s and 70s.
At least some of your products.
Yeah.
Yes. I think overall as a mobile and electronic industry as a whole, when people imagined that there would be mobile phones in the 60s, the way they imagined it and the way it happened. And I was reading somewhere recently that in some movie they had to show that in Back to the Future, if you remember that movie, they had to show that that Marty McFly goes to the future. So back in the day, what was cool was to have one fax machine So when they showed the future back from 1980 to 2020 or something, they had 3 packs.
Yes.
So obviously people had different ways in which they imagined how the future would look like. But more or less, whatever they thought of then, I think in pop culture, in movies, much of it has happened now. I think in the future, a few things will happen in my industry, very specifically. One is aesthetics. Design will take center stage. Function, everyone knows. It's like a light bulb, right? At some point in time, a light bulb was also high tech. Like 100 years back. But today, look at these. They look so beautiful.
No, LED bulbs, remember, I used to buy LEDs I think I remember 2005-06, used to import LED lights, one spotlight for 38,000 rupees.
Just imagine.
Wow.
Yeah, those were the days of CFL. And LED was like, we imagined that LEDs will be reasonable in the next 10-15 years. Urco and Zoomtable were the two companies which were dominating LED, and Philips were making the LED bulb from this Blu-ray. But that's all what was happening. And then suddenly in 3 years, the entire industry started manufacturing that. China came in the picture, and suddenly there was a range starting from 1,500 to 28,000 rupees. And the entire industry changed.
And I think everything is now, most of this is now made in India. And the same thing with in our industry, because our industry again is high tech. There is a lot of tooling involved. Tooling needs engineers. Those engineers, all the tooling used to happen in China initially. I think with production now starting to happen in India. In the next 10 years, we'll see our designers here who will be industrial designers, who will be designing these products. They will have an understanding of how tooling works. And then we'll see more and more, I hope, better designs.
Yeah. We all hope that. Yeah. So now time for some quick fire questions.
Okay.
Start with Rashi. Each one of you, yes? A design trend you love.
In which industry?
Anything.
Okay. I have to think. This has supposed to be quick fire, no?
Anything. A design trend that you love. It can be a phase, it can be a part, it can be something which you loved and you feel that you miss it now.
Design trend that I love.
Like there was a time when, at least in products, Braun products, which eventually inspired a lot of Apple products.
Yeah.
Those designs were amazing.
And they think about this.
I have answered style of the 70s, hairstyle of the 80s, music and synthesizers of the 80s.
Started this real
The space age inspired clothes, or the whole thing around the 60s and 70s. I think those, at least in your side of the world, mid-century modern. So those are things which at least got me quite excited and have been the building blocks of how I look at things.
Nice. What about you, Rashi?
Design trend that I love, I'm still thinking.
Okay, Tanuj.
Brutalist design. Absolutely. That brutalism I love. I see in architecture.
Brutalism.
So, yeah, that's what I personally is.
Nowadays is that, right?
Yeah. You see beautiful examples.
I know best one the one in the
They do horse cars. There's a couple of buildings that they're really, I mean, I think they're forever.
So the easier one for Rashi for you now, a design trend you would wish to vanish?
How do you think she's taking it as an easy question?
I told somebody last week that I would wish the design trend should vanish.
Actually
I
trends.
just hate trends.
Yeah, because that's why I cannot answer the first question also. For me, I do not relate to trends.
Perfect. Okay.
Before this conversation also, we spoke, it has to be timeless.
Yes.
Design has to be timeless. If anything that is trendy is a fad, it is not design. So hence, yeah. Answer to both the questions.
A design trend which would vanish, you would prefer?
No, I can't think of any. No, I can't think of it.
Tanuj?
The design thing that would vanish. Honestly, nothing comes to my mind as of right now.
Let everybody be happy. What would they have?
Vote yes.
One word that defines your design or your work.
Loud and proud.
Nice.
Colorful and Indian.
Since you.
Nice. So, I think coming to the end of it, we would like each of you to talk for briefly about if anybody who's coming into your industry today, what should they keep in mind And what should they learn from your experiences? We'll start from you, Rashi, and then we'll go to Ujjwal and Tanuj.
Okay. So, and I actually, there are people who do, because I am from Badai, so there are younger people who are joining the industry, and I do have this conversation with them that do not do anything that would tarnish the image or the brand name of the industry as a whole. Like, I have answered questions, or it's been difficult for me to put my foot in the door because they've had a bad experience with somebody from my industry or my country. So whenever you're dealing with someone, you are a brand ambassador. You're a brand ambassador for your country, you're a brand ambassador for your industry. I do not want to hear things like carpet wale chore hai, or they give wrong carpets. So anybody who's coming to my industry, and my experience would also be just be authentic, be honest.
Be honest, be ethical.
Yeah, be ethical. Yeah, be ethical and yeah, be versatile.
Created by
And it's a legacy product. It is a product that is only handmade in India. It is something that you're carrying forward from the past. So you have to be authentic and be honest. Yeah.
Nice. Tanuj, what about you?
Whoever is coming into the photography arena, I mean, it's very easy now to become a pro. I was just having a chat, and I simply said, it's very easy today to become a photographer. It used to be a very expensive hobby at one point of time, and then to make it as a profession. But get your foundations right. Experiment as much. There is room for it always. But get your foundations right. Respect the other person's wish also. So I give you a very small example, and I have succeeded because now I have a lot of juniors working with me in the company. Earlier it used to be just me. Now I have a couple of junior photographers with me and designers within the edit team that I work with, colleagues, and I always tell them, this is what you want to do, but I also have my perspective. End of the day, the client will have more than one to choose from. So don't say no. Hear them out. They're coming from somewhere when they want to. You might be right. Oh, this is what I know my job. But they're coming from somewhere. They have a wish. They want it done a certain way. Give them two options. We will build a better rapport. They will start believing you more. End of the day, you have more results to choose from. I'm only talking in a photography assignment, 8-hour session day. That okay, you've asked for something. So don't fight. I've seen a lot of people fight and not no, but this is it. I'm gonna give you this. You won't get it. There's a client who's paying for it.
But that's for both architects and designers. I think online professionals. I was talking to Deep about I being pre-marriage and post-marriage culture. I think everything happened. We all at some point. But are younger people then adaptable that way?
Yes.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm fortunate that there are a younger lot, or it's as to how you explain it to them. It also depends on how you are to them. You have to accommodate, and here they'll weightage to their point of view also. Yeah, they just because they are the younger ones, they can't be wrong. They will have a perspective, a point, accommodate that, have a room for that conversation. And then you will both see it.
Nice.
And a winner will come out.
Nice. What about you, Jill? What will you tell somebody in their early 20s entering something which is as passionate as what you're doing now?
I'm in the consumer electronics industry, so I feel that anyone who enters the industry from a perspective of, let's say, setting up a brand, first thing we should do is to learn how to sell. Second, they need to be passionate about products per se, because what you're selling are actually products. I've seen many people who make great products, but they don't know how to sell. Many people are great at sales, but then they end up, they don't like the product. And for them, they feel that, okay, this is a piece. So that I don't see both of these things to be, so these things have to go together. They're two sides of the same coin. So learn how to sell first, I would say, definitely. When you understand what people are looking for, how is this industry shaping, what is happening, what are the trends, whatever works here. And then go back and use your passion to create stuff which you're interested in. You have to have a understanding of the entire pie. Can't be isolated on one particular point. Nice.
One more thing I'll add. Your reputation, your loyalty, the word will go a long way. I till date have never gone to anyone asking for work. I've always, I was shy. You know me. I was shy. But it's just that.
But your work has spoken for itself.
No. So your commitment, your word, and your work, and your ethics, it will pay.
Nice. Amazing. I'd like to thank each one of you to be a part of this podcast, and I hope that people who watch this learn something and take something back, and it really helps something nice as you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Riyaz.
This is a small gift for each one of you.
Thank you so very much.
Oh wow. Thank you. I like gifts.
Oh, wow.
Rashi.
Oh.
Oh, thank you so much.
Questions सारे मुझसे पहले गिफ्ट्स पहले किया तो. Thank you. Thank you. This is so cool, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
And the zipping is also very Design Circus color. Very nice.